Simon Hypixel actually just said that Hytale could come out before GTA 6. He's firing back at haters with more tweets than blades of grass on God's green earth. Everything from how he's talking to ex-hytale devs, the possible return of blog posts, all the details of his approach to release, including a trailer, and he even explained more about why he's tweeting so much. First though, the entire soundtrack for Hytale just got released, an 11-hour OST, everything that was worked on during development by the musician who composed it all, Oscar Garvin. Yeah, I can't believe it either. He posted on Reddit, "After 9 years, I'm happy to share the music that I composed for Hytale between 2016 to 2025, separated into 3 parts. I hope that by listening to this music, you can get a feeling for the world of Hytale. This is me saying thank you to the community, the dreamers, and everyone who believes in it." He also clarifies that this is simply for his portfolio and showcase purposes, not to be reused, and that all rights to the music remain with the IP holder, but that he had been given the permission to share it, which is why I can't play it here. Speaking of IP owner though, Simon Hypixel even reacted to this on Twitter saying, "Is the timeline changing before our eyes?" Honestly, the OST is an amazing showcase of Oscar's talent. I've been listening to it all day, we sat in a Discord call and had a listening party, people are even making tier lists for the tracks. Trust the Hytale community to get this granular over something. All the tracks are named and you can definitely tell where a lot of them probably fit in the game. Some of the most popular tracks, if you want to check them out, are Emerald Trek, Herbalist Summer Party, and Through the Abyss. But there's so many different sounds and vibes here that a top 3 would simply never do it justice. I think Oscar has even mentioned that he is willing to come back to the project if Simon was to save it. Speaking more on that very subject of ex-hytale developers, in fact, Simon was asked why he said the new engine was in quote bad shape in a tweet that he made a few days ago. What did he mean by that? And following up, he said, "I questioned and interviewed over 10 Hytale developers about it. Some aspects of that new engine are good, but not worth leaving behind a ton of features that were in the old engine. Yes, it could be worked on to be as good as Legacy and maybe even beyond, but we just don't have the time. Time ran out a while ago. It's time to release a game, not work on engines." When asked how might community server plugins or modding work, would it be like Minecraft with Java plugins or scripting like shown in the original trailer? And Simon says probably both, but that he has more interviews with ex-hytale devs coming up, so he'll definitely ask more about it. Simon then confirmed he will do both an announcement statement and a blog post the moment he gets the IP back. A user then boldly following up, "What would be the minute you could tell us good news about the IP purchase agreement? Would it be after you and Riot sign? Do you plan to wait a bit before letting us know?" Simon claiming he would do his best to add a clause in his letter of intent to buy the IP that he could say publicly that something is being negotiated so that he can at least start to actively hire more people before the deal closes, which is the part that could take the most time. He says if that can't be a thing, he'll just keep posting emojis. Truly doing God's work, or should I say Gaia's work on our part there. When asked if he's optimistic he could get Hytale early access out before the end of the year, he said, "I would love to, but deals can take time. Before GTA 6 though, for sure." Like, okay, that's actually incredibly soon and a wild comment just to be hidden away in all of his replies. More or less, if this deal goes through, Simon is very eager to get Hytale to us sooner than maybe even the original team were. He then touched on a bunch more of his plans to release the game and how he would go about talking to us. First, in regards to us getting a second trailer, he says it's down to Ninja Charlie, the guy who was behind the first one, but probably not, he says, before early access, release, or beta, or whatever they call it. He agrees then with another reply that his feeling is to reserve a big trailer for a major update or release of the game over early access. Users then pleaded that he keeps responding to the fans in the exact same way he's doing right now if he gets the IP back, especially for something so historic like this. Simon said, "Yeah, interacting here has actually helped me refocus the vision, so it's beneficial to me as well as something to continue." A user put it nicely, "The dozens of questions asked by the community are helping you frame out the game already." And Simon says, "You've got that right, this is helping me quite a lot. Good to see that I'm still aligned with the community in terms of a vision. Now I can make an offer." In regards to blog posts returning before the release, he says it does depend on how busy things get, but there would be a lot of communication coming from me, as you can imagine. I would give a release ETA after initial assessment is done as well. Continuing that, he used to push for a lot of blog posts in his days and would probably do the same in the future, joking that after release it would probably be more like patch notes. Simon mentions he doesn't know why the Hytale website has gone offline, but that he would definitely keep things as is once he puts it back up, maybe adding some notes on some blog posts just to let, people know what is outdated and what isn't. My friend Hugo said, "Best approach to launch, in my opinion, creative plus tools and a small polished demo of survival. Think a demo with 4 to 6 biomes with a couple of prefabs, mobs, and enemies. This content's polish would be close to final release quality, so people would see what Hytale is capable of, and Simon confirmed that yes, that's the plan. Of course, with huge updates and features following that. Simon was then asked if Quebecs were named after Quebec, which he did confirm and is pretty obvious if you think about it. A creator asked if the first HyCon or Hytale convention would actually be held there, and Simon clarified that there wouldn't be something like that or even an office for a long while. No distractions until the game is released and feels good. Then, when the game's successful and fun, we can think about doing cool things. I don't like distraction. Laser focus until goals are achieved. I did try and ask Simon for an interview to, save having to read out all of these tweets, but he says he doesn't really do those things, maybe later on when he has more to talk about, as if he didn't already have enough to talk about. It's all good though, I guess, because he also said that we're doing a good job breaking down the TLDR for everyone. So yeah, thanks dude, call me Quebec Courier. Hytale, if you didn't know, has a huge audience internationally too, and so many rightfully asked Simon if he was going to consider this or just release in English. He said yes, it's important to have the game in many languages. Of course, day one, it won't have all the translations, but the community can finish that work. We already have experience doing it. Of course, referring to their ability to outsource translation work to other team members or communities themselves. I know a bunch of Minecraft players got special capes for this type of contribution back in the day. When asked if the Hytale creator program would still be a thing, Simon clarified that something like this is important to him, but just not sure if it would be there on day one. Quote, "It's been doing great for the Hypixel server. Some creators earn quite a bit, but yeah, I think the time of using code Quebec may still be a little ways away. It would still be awesome to figure something like that out though, and even more collaborate with the team on some kind of server or event." Talking of servers, lots of users were responding to Simon with ideas for minigames. He said that's why releasing something as soon as possible with access to make custom maps and mods is going to be wild. We need to get the community involved to make things early on. The main multiplayer minigame hub for Hytale was called The Capital, one user expressing their desire to run around in it like we all did in Orgrimmar or Stormwind in World of Warcraft. That's when you know a city is truly alive. And Simon doubled down, "Yep, I know what you're talking about. It was like this before I left, so I assume it's the same today." Simon then shared this image, which has circulated around the community a bit over the month, with TeamSpeak then replying, "Just randomly post a download link one day." And Simon said, "Okay." I know this seems like a bit of a goof, but I really wouldn't put it past Simon to remember and actually commit to this bit. My excitement for Hytale abounds, knowing Simon could be in control. I spoke to him about it in a hotel lobby at the last Minecon in 2016, 1 year after it began development. His excitement was palpable, and I'm seeing it again. In response to this tweet from an old friend, Simon says there is no holding back if he gets this IP. And there will of course be no holding back from me on this channel if that is where we get to, if we get that green light. But all I know for sure is there are still more f***ing Simon tweets to cover. I'll make sure to cover everything about the coding language and the servers and all the technical stuff that Simon mentioned in the next video. It should be on the screen now. You can check my Discord if you want to keep up with the community. Subscribe, stay safe, and keep free.